Now that I've sat with it for a few days, it's been almost a week, I have to ask the question, was the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer bad? I've seen that out there, I've seen people saying that, not a lot. I think most of us are still excited and hyped and absolutely loved it. But some have mentioned that maybe it didn't show enough for the gameplay. We have no idea if it's even a fighting game. That just is outrageous to me. Of course, it's a fighting game, but I've seen this sentiment out there, so I figured I wanted to talk about it on today's video. So let's break down the trailer and compare it to the previous trailers for Mortal Kombat 9, X, and 11, and determine, was this really bad? But before we do that, if you guys could help me out with a like on the video, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me out tremendously and it allows other people to see this video as well as discover this channel. So if you like the content that I do following Mortal Kombat 1 and you're excited, go ahead and hit the like button because like I said, it would greatly help me out and I appreciate it. Also subscribe because if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you're not going to miss any of the content leading to Mortal Kombat 1. I'm also on Twitter. That's in the description, as well as we have a Discord. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get to the actual content here. And that is, was this trailer bad? The short answer, in my opinion, is no, but I do think it's worth the discussion. So, looking back at the Mortal Kombat 9 trailer, we start off seeing Raiden and Shao Kahn screaming, then they begin to run at each other before we cut to gameplay. The gameplay then makes for the bulk of the trailer, which is actually a pretty short trailer compared to the others. The gameplay features tag teams, some special attacks, x-rays, and brief combos, while showing off some stages and about 8 characters that would be playable before ending on a fatality. This was an effective trailer to tell you what you're getting in terms of gameplay, at least visually, but doesn't really speak to the feel of the game itself, which is the most important part at the end of the day. Nor did it offer any characterization or personalities for the characters or hints towards the story. Then with Mortal Kombat X, we switch it up to a pure CGI trailer of Sub-Zero and Scorpion meeting in the Deadwoods for a fight. They run at each other, which some could suggest was a hint towards run, but I'd have to second guess that since Mortal Kombat 9's trailer featured Shao Kahn and Raiden running at each other to start it off as well, and that game did not feature run. So perhaps there's some 2020 hindsight at play here. We do get to see one gameplay element hinted towards for sure, and that's environment interactions. They were first featured in Injustice, which came before Mortal Kombat X, so naturally they'd make their way into the next MK game, which has been a trend as we saw with Gear later on from Injustice 2 into 11. So this was a cool hint towards a gameplay element, but overall the trailer does not suggest how the game will actually play or what it feels like. It's a bit more muted color wise, so we can take away the tone of the game, but along with the interactables, the stage, and the 2 characters, that's about it. Then with Mortal Kombat 11, we once again see 2 characters fighting on a stage that would be featured in the game, the updated courtyard. This time it's Raiden fighting Scorpion. We see an environmental interactable used, so it was safe to assume those would return. Then we get our first look at crushing blows, as well as a tease towards multiple versions of characters being present when past Scorpion shows up, as well as an hourglass tease with Kronika. So it teased a decent amount, but once again, I'd suggest we didn't actually learn a ton about gameplay or the feel of the actual game. Now, one thing I think needs to be pointed out that I alluded to earlier is there's a bit of hindsight being applied here. As someone who saw all of these trailers when they first announced each game and discussed them extensively at the time, the takeaways people are applying now were not prominently thought of at the time. The interactables in the MKX trailer, sure, that one was obvious, but I'd suggest most little gameplay elements that might be interpreted from them now is being done so with the benefit of hindsight after knowing how the game actually functions and how it plays, allowing us to connect certain dots. So to suggest these trailers divulged a ton of information gameplay wise at the time, and judging them purely off of when we first see them, and to use it as a comparison to put down the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer, I feel isn't quite accurate or fair. I guess my point is that even when you were watching those trailers, it's not like you had this great idea of how the gameplay was. You still had to wait for the gameplay trailer to really understand how that game played. So, this idea that the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer is somehow not good or greatly inferior or just bleh or meh or bad because it didn't show off gameplay and now we have to wait a few weeks to know what the gameplay looks like. I don't agree because with Mortal Kombat 11, we ended up having to wait about a month and a half, a month and a week ish, from the reveal at the Video Game Awards to the gameplay reveal event. So that was an even longer wait than we're having to wait with Mortal Kombat 1, which is going essentially 3 weeks. So 2 weeks from now. And yeah, I just don't agree with that logic of we have no idea what this game plays like. It's gonna be okay if we wait 3 weeks. I mean, with games like Street Fighter and Capcom games like that, they show an initial teaser of like an image or something like that, and you don't see anything for weeks, if not months after that. Or they'll do kind of a similar thing, and they'll not just do a 4 month cycle for their game, they'll do like a year long cycle. So, or if not longer, So at the end of the day, we're not having to wait that long. So going back to the trailer itself, though, what does it show off? I did a breakdown video on missed details, so I would recommend checking that out if you want to see all the tiny little details that you can discern or speculate upon of the trailer, because I do think it showed off quite a bit for what it is. There's still a lot of questions, which I did a video on the questions in regards to that as well. But in terms of what it actually showed, we gotta see several characters confirmed right out of the gate. With MKX and MK11, we only knew two characters in each of those. You had Sub Zero and Scorpion for Mortal Kombat X, and then for Mortal Kombat 11, we just had Raiden and Scorpion. So, we didn't get many characters right out of the gate. Whereas this time, we got a good chunk of them, half a dozen, if not more. We had Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Raiden, Katana, Melina, Sub Zero, Scorpion, Shang Tsung, plus Johnny Cage mentioned on the website. So from that perspective, the trailer did confirm a good amount of characters. It gave some amazing visuals. It set up the story, establishing this new world, establishing just what to expect from this game in that regard. And that's worth a lot because people don't just play Mortal Kombat because it's just a fighting game. I think that's what's kind of unique about it, is that people actually love these characters and care about the characters and their outfits and their stories and just their characterizations across the board. People are excited just to see Melina, to see their girl right up there confirmed right out of the gate. I mean, that's powerful. That is worth so much in its own right and is awesome. Plus, like I said, we don't know in hindsight what we saw until we've seen more, and then we feel like, oh, well, that's what they were meaning in the trailer. So yeah, of course, you give the benefit to Mortal Kombat 11 trailer, Mortal Kombat X's trailer, so on and so forth. But that's because we already knew, looking back, what information they were hinting towards. Whereas Mortal Kombat 1, I guarantee you, we're probably going to get a similar effect where after we've seen the gameplay, we're going to be like, oh, that's what they were hinting towards in the trailer. Plus stages, usually they happen on a stage that's actually in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these locations that we saw in the trailer are actually going to be stages that you can play on in the game. Or maybe if it has like a conquest mode, those will be areas that we get to see represented in a conquest mode or story mode, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I think the trailer was great. So I mean, to get down to it, I really don't think this trailer was bad. I thought it was a great trailer and I thought it was super exciting. Honestly, it was probably my favorite trailer that they've done since the 3D era intros. The Armageddon intro where they're all rushing at each other and then fight up the pyramid, or Deception where we go into you go into seeing all the dead fighters plus Raiden and Quan Chi and Shang Tsung fighting now only for Onaga, the Dragon King, to come stomping in and obliterate all of them. That's some great stuff. Or even Deadly Alliance with Liu Kang getting his neck snapped as he gets jumped by the Deadly Alliance. So, I thought this was a powerful trailer and was super awesome. Had a lot of great moments for these characters to establish the game itself. And the gameplay will come in time and it's not a long wait. So, that does not take away from the trailer, in my opinion. So, with all of that in mind, I don't think this is a bad trailer. I thought it was a great trailer. I'm looking forward to so much more. And you know what? It did its job in leaving you wanting more. which is ultimately what marketing is all about, is always leave them wanting more. You know, it satisfied an itch, but there's still more to be had. Now we're looking forward to the next thing while still coming off the high of the first thing. So that's, I think they're doing great. So that's what I wanted to get out there. I want to address this because I saw some complaining, or well, not even really complaining, just critiquing about it, and I feel like I needed to kind of put my thoughts out there in regards to the topic. I would be interested in what you all think in regards to the trailer. Did you love this trailer? Did you like this trailer? Did you think it was bad? Do you agree with that sentiment? If so, I would be curious why you think that. Do you think it should have just been gameplay, or maybe did more to work in gameplay elements, or do you think it's fine that we're waiting? So let me know in the comments below what you all feel on this trailer and just this overall, sentiments that are out there. And then, yeah, we're going to be getting gameplay on June 8th at the Summer Games Fest. So we have that to look forward to just here in a couple weeks. And on that note, make sure to leave a like on the video if you like the content I'm putting out, or if you enjoyed this video, or if you're excited for Mortal Kombat 1, and that would help me out greatly, as well as subscribe because you're not going to miss any of the content that I'm putting out leading to Mortal Kombat 1. I've been putting out a video every single day, as you've probably noticed, covering every single topic, and more is to come. Trust me. Plus, we do weekly live streams where we play old Mortal Kombat games. We've played Mortal Kombat 1, we've played 2, we've played Ultimate MK3, we've played some ROM hacks, Plus, and where they add characters. We've played Gold, we've played Deadly Alliance. So this week on Friday, we're playing Deception. So tune into that as well. We do that every single week. It's a fun time. We play for several hours on Friday nights. So check that out. And we also have the Discord. You can go ahead and join that if you want to talk Mortal Kombat every single day. We're always talking Mortal Kombat. There's several hundred in our Discord, so it's always great for discussion. Check that out. It's in the description, and I am at Nethercast on Twitter. And on that note, I will see all of you very soon.